Well, hi, welcome back to the farm. So today I'm down at the Broads. We're looking at the cattle. They get checked every day by myself or Dad. And if you have a look over here at the moment, we haven't had much rain. There's a bit of a drought. The grass has started to burn off. That being said, the cattle are pretty content. The calves are looking well. We've pulled the bulls out. They're back at the farm. Hector, the Angus bull, and Atlantic, the new Hereford, hasn't been in with the main herd yet because he's too young. And then there's also Rodney as well, who's one of the other bulls, the blonde bull. But yeah, they're actually doing pretty well. They've got plenty of grass. So I mean, you can see how dry it is. Normally end of October these will start coming home, so it's only about 2 months away now, about a month, about probably 6-7 weeks away until these will come home. But for now they've got the weather. It is about to turn in the next 2 weeks. It is supposed to go cold, but yeah, cows are happy and the calves are doing well, so everything's good. I'm really happy with how they're all progressing. Normally come down and top this off once a year, but this year I just haven't had time, and it doesn't really need doing, to be fair, because we've got plenty of cattle to graze it off, which is quite good. You see the dogs back at the Polaris at the moment. They sit at the back, hang back whilst we go and check the cows, don't we, Pip? There's Pip. So yeah, now I'll go back to the farm. Anyway, we've got some marshes on the way home to check as well. So yes, everything is everything's all right. But yeah, we'll put the cattle float on before long, and these will be on their way home. But I love it this time of year. It is really nice. All right, it's now Thursday, the next day. We were with the cattle all day yesterday and sheep, and today we're actually looking at some RSJs which we've got on the farm here. We've had these for a while. I fished them out last night with a telehandler. 2 are going to be used for the building project, repairing the old workshop, and the other 2 at the back are actually, they're just slightly too thin, and they've been sitting around the yard for a long time, and I've seen them around here and I thought we're going to use them at some point for something, but it's been a bit too late really, because they're not really strong enough for what we need to support part of a roof. So you know, this one's a bit thicker, but again, it's just had too much corrosion over the years. Like I say, the first 2 are good, but I have rang around, asked a couple of farmers to keep an eye out for some girders, because we're going to have to put the flatbed on the trailer which is down there on one of the tractors, and we're going to go down to Buggies and pick up 2 more RSJs, and then we're going to cut them up with an angle grinder. I've got a MIG welder in the shed. We're going to weld up the new buttress for the JBR workshop. So I'm hoping that these 2 will do, but like I say, these 2 are going to be cut up and scrapped. I'll cut them in half and take them down to EMR, or someone will come pick them up. But there's the flat lift as well, Spalding's flat lift. Unfortunately, I used it once this year, and the bloody tractor battery's gone, but it's on order. It should be delivered today. Will probably be fitted in the morning, and then we can maybe do some subsoiling tomorrow. But it's a sunny day tomorrow, and then it's going to be raining for the next 3 or 4 days. So I doubt I'll actually be able to do any subsoiling for a while, but I will get onto it. Once that rain's stopped, I'll be out. But yeah, this is what it is. Spalding's flat lift subsurface cultivators, and we bought this a couple of years ago, and it's been bloody brilliant. Rebuilt all the legs, and it is blooming brilliant bit of kit, but you need a hell of a rig on it. You need a hell of a tractor. You really want a 6 250R on it when it's like this, to be fair, or just chuck it on a crawler or something like that. But the 155, we'll put the front weight on it and see how we get on. Front weight's down there, and that is, I think that's 1100 kilos, so that might do it. But yes, we are still girder shopping at the moment, so I've got to go and find some. Alright, and it's time for a turnip update. We've been carting the bales back to the shed, and if you have a look here, turnips are coming up well, really well, since the rain the other day. So is it time to call in the liquid from Frontier with the Agrifax sprayer, because they are really starting to come up nicely. Or do we leave it another couple of weeks and then call in the liquid? Do I put a bit of granular through that spreader? You know, you really want a 24 metre fertiliser spreader for these, otherwise you'll just end up killing half of them with the wheeling. So yeah, I think it will end up with the section control on the Agrifax big 36 metre sprayers, which will fertilise this really, really well, really efficiently with the liquid fertiliser these days, and that's what will happen, I think. And I haven't seen any damage from flea beetles so far. It is early days yet, but no signs of flea beetle. I better not speak too soon. We'll have to see how it goes. I'll blow in on the way back to the Land Rover, look. Just a little bit of evidence there. It's early days though. So once these are fertilised and start coming up for Christmas time, we'll need a fencing system, I think, to fence them in, because our fences are getting pretty old. There is a company which has just started sponsoring the farm, so they do solar fences, wire fences, all that sort of thing. There's a show jump in the riding arena which we'll go and see. And just whilst we're talking about electric fences, we just put this new show jump up, which is Gallagher electric fencing. So for all your electric fencing needs, I'll leave a link in the description down below. Really good for sheep, cattle, and also horses as well. You can get solar fences, wired electric fences, powered off the mains, just basically anything you need. Good company, really, really well thought out equipment, and like I say, I'll leave a link in the description down below. So I just thought I'd show you on the track grader, this is the sort of job it's doing. So this yard used to be absolutely full of potholes, and done a really nice job. So basically when people come in and out, it leaves it nice and level, nice and flat, and you can adjust it all on the front up here where I've got the tines here, so you can take the tines up and down. And it's got the two levelling boards as well, which have been built out of very thick steel, and actually so is the rest of the machine as well. So it's a really, really strong machine. I'll put the link in the description down below. This is the heavy duty version. They do a heavy duty grader, and basically farm tracks, any sort of farmyards like this, it just plays with them. It just loosens it up with the teeth at the front, leaves it nice and level, and you get a lovely finish. You could put a bit of you could scratch it right down. You could put a bit of type 1 on here, you could put road planings, put a membrane down. Just gives you so many different options. And of course, years ago we'd always used a telehandler to do the yard. Then Collier would do it with the excavators, and they put some crushed rubble down. But now this grader saves so much wear and tear on the telehandler that the tractor can do it, and it also does other people's as well. And I don't film other people's farms when I'm doing theirs, because it's a bit intrusive. So obviously I'm just filming it for you here in the yard, for you guys here, basically to show you what sort of a job it does. Track grading it does make it a lot easier to drive around with the teleporter, to be fair. That bit's been concreted, as you can see. This is the bit which is due next to be concreted, so we just need it nice and level, basically, so that when the teleport's going around the yard, or when people coming in and out of the farm, we want it nice and basically level and easy for people to drive around without getting thrown around the cabs, if that makes sense. But at the same time, you want it fairly tidy. And then we've got the rubble there, which sort of brings it onto the concrete. So that's a nice transition from the farmyard onto the level surface here, which can then be maintained by being swept. And then over here, this is the barn, which is going to basically be the new workshop. So this will be scratted out very, very soon, and you'll see this all completely changed. But it is empty, and it's being used at the moment as storage for things, just stuff. But it is on the way to being a fully functioning, fledged showroom, which was going to be done by September, but it'll probably be Christmas now, by the time it does get done. So anyway, just on the grader, I just thought I'd show you that. And we are trying to make some improvements, really, just to the farmyard, and just improve things and keep the place going, really, tidy the place up more than anything. So all right, well, I've just put the tractor to one side because we've got a delivery of nuts for the winter, which is for farmers. So We've got some protein nuts which will go in the Collinson silo, and they'll blow it in with the machine. It'll be a nice ration to feed the animals over winter. So just really preparing for the coming shorter and colder days which are due ahead. So that's what's going on this afternoon. Right, as you can see, we're just in the stables, and we opened one of the haylage bales which we made earlier on this year. I actually made it in the storm. There's Moss, the puppy. I made this in a storm, and it's actually some of the nicest haylage I think we've ever made. It's just got that lovely sweet smell, and it's lovely. Yeah, really enjoyed by the horses. So the baler's done a good job, Moss, this year. A good job. These are the hay bales which is processed as well, so these to be blown off and washed off actually. But yeah, it has done a fantastic job this year, this machine. Moss just goes everywhere on the farm now, doesn't he? Come on. Oh, he's a nightmare. Well, that's the hopper filled up behind me. Unfortunately, there was a ton left in it from last time, and as you can see, only just went in the bucket, so I managed to put the rest in here. But yeah, that is that all filled up. I've got to go and see a chap now about some girders to repair that shed over there. See, Moss is already trying to round up chickens. He is very keen, actually, to be fair. He's keen as mustard. But yeah, with that, keep liking and subscribing. Go and find out about this building materials, and hopefully by Christmas you'll see that shed repaired. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Click here to subscribe to the channel, and click here to watch another Olly's Farm video.